Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. Today we bring you a men's basketball quarterfinal matchup between the visiting Mohawk Mountaineers and the Centennial Colts. Once again, welcome inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. My name is Jack Middleton, and I'm alongside Dinesh Jabbar for today's game. I'm glad to be back in the booth, Dinesh. It's been a long time since I've been back up here. It's been an eventful season for you. Some volleyball, some basketball, everything in between, and now the men's team is up here in the quarterfinals. Dinesh, tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. Quite a bit of close calls for the Colts. I mean, just looking like the Seneca game just almost caught up to them, but snuck away with that. But a bigger picture here tonight for the Colts as they're here taking on Mohawk to go to the semifinals. And this is a big game for the OCAA. We got St. Clair playing as well, so winner of that, St. Clair and Seneca playing the Colts. So huge day for OCAA fans. What is the tale of the tape for the Colts?
For the Colts, I mean, there's a lot standing for them today. This is one of the best teams that we've seen since I believe it was 2011 the last time. Centennial team was in the Final Four. Was the last time for many things for Centennial. We'll say that. It's been a long, long time since the Centennial Colts have been into the Final Four of the playoffs. Yeah. In terms of today, the two teams, as evenly matched as you can think. Field goal percentage, three-point percentage, free throw, it doesn't matter. Their numbers are within a percentage of each other. So I think really it comes out to who comes out strong to start the game and who's able to take momentum throughout it.
Yeah, it's a game of mistakes. Like you said, the numbers evenly matched up, so they got to play a very structured game and not force a lot of mistakes and make the most off of those turnovers. And we see the Colts are most effective when they get those turnovers and build the momentum. And especially they got the home crowd on their side, so that would give them an extra boost.
Might as well move into how both teams did in their first round matchup. Of course, they both won their first round matchup. That's why they're here. But for the Mohawk Mountaineers, they took on Algonquin last Saturday. They beat them 86-79, led by Jerry Mercury Jr. as well as Dante Richards and Kazim Raza, one of the guys that we want to highlight for sure. Kazim and Marco Dosen have been two of the best for Mohawk. An award winner, which we will get to later, but Marco Dosen is somebody to look for Mohawk. On the other side for Centennial, last Saturday they took on the Fanshawe Falcons right here at the AWC, beat them handily 105-74 on the backs of Ryan Frank Brooks, who had 31 points, a game high, as well as 5 players for Centennial with 10-plus points. They love sharing the ball. They trust each and everybody on the floor. That's why they're here today. Yeah. Dinesh, you want to go over the playoff scenarios? You might as well. You want to go over the playoff scenarios? You might as well.
All right, so this one's quite a bit of an interesting one as we've seen a three-way tie in the East Division. So St. Clair winning would have, and the Colts winning would have the St. Clair hosting. So that would be it at the AWC. But in the sense that St. Clair loses and the Colts win, the Colts would be hosting Seneca here, so we would be back. So this is going to be quite an interesting one, since our game will finish before them. They start at 4 p.m. So keep your eyes on for that.
And we might as well talk about that out-of-town scoreboard as we were mentioning it, since we got 5 minutes beforehand. Durham and Humber is also a 3 o'clock start. That is on the other side of the board. Worth mentioning, if both St. Clair and Centennial were to lose, the host of the playoffs would come from that game, Durham or Humber. So that game does actually matter a lot more. Yeah. You've got the other 4 o'clock game is sitting right here. Sorry, the other 3 o'clock game is sitting right here, Centennial versus Mohawk. And then at 4 o'clock is St. Clair and Seneca. That ends the day today. There's one more quarterfinal going tomorrow. That is the Sheridan Bruins against the Loyalist Lancers. So, like you mentioned, Centennial victory, St. Clair victory, we're going to St. Clair. St. Clair lost, Centennial victory, we're here. Anywhere else, let's be fair, we don't care. A Centennial loss means that we don't care too much anymore. Now, we got to get into the awards. We got 4 minutes. The OCAA has handed out their year-end awards, as they always do, heading into the quarterfinals week, and we will hand them out today. So we go over and highlight each and every one of those people. First, we go with the Mohawk Mountaineers. So, A West Division all-team rookie is Paul Omofoma. Paul Omofoma is a West Division all-rookie team for the Mohawk Mountaineers. As well for Mohawk is Marco Dosen. He is the West Division first-team all-star, and he is also a CCAA All-Canadian. Very impressive for Marco Dosen.
Let's talk about him. 16.5 points per game. So actually beating the Colts' leading scorer, Ryan Frank's books, who has 15.6. So we see that the Mohawk are very high-scoring team, especially not like the Colts. The Colts, we have a lot of players who get 10-plus points a game. We don't really rely on a few. So we'll see how these matchups tend to play out in this game. But like you said, evenly matched up. So we know the Colts will have Marco and Paul on the pre-scout, definitely, as they're award winners for a reason.
So, well, let's move on to Centennial then. That's it for Mohawk. Only 2 awards for them. For Centennial, you've got an East Division first-team all-star in Ryan Frank Brooks. An East Division 6th man of the year. That goes to O'Neill Turton. And finally, the East Division Coach of the Year goes to Chester Taylor. And worth mentioning, that is the first time a Centennial coach has won Coach of the Year since that 2011 season that we just mentioned. Back then, Centennial won bronze. That is the last time they were in the Final Four, and of course, the last medal. Anything else to cheer up here, Dinesh, before we send it down?
A huge congratulations to the Colts. I mean, it's well-deserved to get those awards and be in the position that they are, especially head coach Chester Taylor, you know, calling those timeouts at those specific times, utilizing the bench for specific matchups, and OCAA notices that. And we got players like O'Neill Thornton, 6th man of the year, for a reason. You know, he can just play on both sides, defensively and offensively. We know head coach Chester Taylor relies on him a lot. And Ryan Frank Brooks, very efficient, high field goal percentage player. And we will see these 2 players are going to be a big story for tonight's quarterfinals. It's going to have to be them and the rest of the group to push them to the semifinals.
And you got to talk about it. I mean, O'Neill Turton last year, Rookie of the Year in the OCAA, starter last year for Centennial, and now he's winning 6th man of the year. Think about the depth that Centennial has to have to push not only a Rookie of the Year, but an all-star to the bench to win an award for a 6th man of the year. So all the reasons why Centennial are sitting here about to take on the Mohawk Mountaineers, but we are going to send it down to the floor for the OCAA awards ceremony, followed by O Canada and the starting lineup. Welcome back. That was the starting lineups. O Canada as well as the awards. It's Jack Middleton and Dinesh Jabbar bringing you the game today. Centennial Colts versus Mountaineers. Mohawk in the orange-looking uniforms. They're going to go. They're going to go left to right to start, while Centennial in the gray and black-green. They're going to go right to left to start. Centennial starting lineup: Darius, Sylvester, O'Neill, Curtin, Josh Noughton. Looks like Ryan Frank Brooks and Sammy Wong.
Starting off with a lot of tempo here.
Ryan Frank Brooks bullies his way in to the paint. Misses the layup with the left hand. Back up the floor come Mohawk. That's Dosen. He handed it off up top. Back to Dosen down low. The big man backs himself in. Right-handed hook. And in for Marco Dosen in an early start.
It's going to be an interesting matchup between Marco and Ryan. Both like to play underneath the rim, so we'll see how they match up.
Talbot up top for Centennial. It dishes down to Noughton. Stutter step, goes inside looking for Turton in the turnover. 3-on-1, Mohawk back the other way. Chong to the rim, the left hand falls.
Looks like Mohawk putting on the tempo on the home team early on.
Turton's up top. He's going to hand it to Frank Brooks. Colts will reset with 10 on the shot clock. It's Noughton. Noughton, far side to Talbot. Sorry, that's Sylvester Talbot. The shot, turn around, misses. Everything will go out of bounds. And already a slow start for Centennial. A turnover plus an air ball.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that a whole lot from Centennial throughout the year.
Yeah, I mean, Mohawk definitely taking this game very seriously. It's a quarterfinal game, so it's a do-or-die situation for both of them. And it looks like Mohawk just putting on the pressure early to build off a lead, because they know the Colts just have that firepower, averaging almost 88 points a game.
An easy play inside the dish off the hands of Scott Jenkins. Finds Chong for the easy lay. Now a 6-0 early start for Mohawk. Turton looks to do it himself. He'll drive, and the shot doesn't go. Buddy is fouled and will head to the line. Looks like the foul went on number 13. That's going to be Jerry Jr. Mercury, his first personal foul.
Yeah, unfamiliar territory for the Colts, being down 6-0, but it's going to be the adversity they fight to get this win. I mean, Mohawk, like you said, attempting 37 threes in their previous game. So if they start feeling their rhythm, this game could get out of reach really quickly.
Turton able to get Centennial on the board with their first 2 points from the line. The Colts go into a little zone defense, full court press. Mohawk gets through it. Chong dribbles up top. Now drives to the rim. Kick outside. That's Raza. The three is good. Like you mentioned, deadly three-point shooting for Mohawk.
Yeah, just if they start feeling it, it's going to get real messy for the Colts. And we know head coach Chester Taylor not too happy about this start.
Wong's going to drive to the paint. A strong left hand for the finish. The Colts finally starting to get some traction, I guess, on the offensive side of the ball. Chong is up top. Mohawk's got a lot of movement down in the key. Kicks it out. The three, that's from Mercury. Off, and the rebound to the Colts.
Yeah, for the Colts, they're going to have to utilize all their players. We know they got great depth.
Sylvester turns the ball over. Mohawk's going back the way. Dosen easy into Mercury. Has a wide open lane for the finger roll. So an 11-4 start, 3 minutes into this game. The Colts looking to build some kind of momentum. Sammy Wong dishes it to Sylvester. Colts looking for Noughton. Finds it inside. Turton, kind of a forced pass, and it's picked off by Mercury.
Yeah, Colts getting quite a bit of turnovers here early.
Raza drives into the paint. Good hand from Turton, and it's turned over the other way. Talbot, 2-on-2. To the lane. The right hand doesn't go. Ended up underneath the backboard. Wasn't able to get the layup to go, then commits the foul. That goes on Darius Sylvester. It's his first personal foul. And it looks like Mohawk's going to have the ball. They made a couple substitutions as well.
Yeah, kind of we'll see what head coach Chester Taylor has drawn up. I mean, turnovers are going to be a tough, and just slowing things down. We know it's the Colts game. They're ahead in the standing, so they should control things. And like I say that, a little bit of a breakdown for the Colts underneath the rim there.
Frank Brooks, the giveaway, then goes back up. That was a block off of the hands of Dante Richards. Frank Brooks now with 3 of his own is short, and it will end up out of bounds. So 2 air balls, a couple of turnovers, and a hot start from the Mohawk Mountaineers. It's going to force Chester Taylor to take his first time out of the first quarter. It's 13-4 for the Mohawk Mountaineers. Welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. Mohawk leading 13-4 here early on. In this one, Centennial takes an early timeout trying to stop the momentum. Mohawk came out on fire, shooting 5 from 6 from the field so far. Mohawk has the ball out of the timeout. They'll inbound. Centennial a little bit of a press, and then they'll push back on defense.
See R.J. Thomas checking in for Talbot.
Bit of a switch, the dish into the corner. That's Chong. The 3 rattles around. Rebound to Dosen. And a good battle. Mercury has it. Kicks it back to Chong. They work it all the way around the corner. Dosen kicked back out. That pass is going to be too far. You can see kind of where Mohawk falls into a pattern looking for the 3 ball. They got stuck in the corner.
Yeah, a great defense by Ryan Brooks. We've seen him underneath the rim, then chase out Dosen to the 3-point line, and great coverage, just forcing a turnover. And this is where the Colts have got to build, because these turnovers, especially in the quarterfinals, don't come easy.
RJ Thomas was looking for a pass inside to Frank Brooks. It was tipped away by Dosen, but Centennial will keep control of the ball. Looks like we're going to get a substitution for Mohawk. As number 11, Eltom Adam, is going to come into the game. 11 on the shot clock for Centennial as they inbound. And it'll be Turton. Looking inside. Another forced pass. Noten able to knock it away from one, but not another. Mountaineer back the other way. Mercury goes for the drive. The layup over Turton. A little bit of contact. No call. Centennial the other way. Frank Brooks. Turton now drives down into the paint. And an offensive foul on Turton called. Block into the lane was Dante Richards, who takes the charge.
Yeah, we see the Colts just getting a little bit frustrated, and that's not the right mindset just early on. I mean, 13-4, you get a 3 or 2, and you're quite a bit back into this, and it looks like both teams are kind of just forcing the game a bit, you know, causing some turnovers. So we'll see how long this tempo lasts. I mean, it is the quarterfinals, but we'll see how long their stamina keeps up with this. And it just looks like very tight coverages on both sides, full court presses, and not a lot of room out there.
Not a whole lot of room. You see on the offensive side of the floor, Mohawk doing a lot of off-ball movement. It is pretty much surprising Centennial, I guess. There, it's confusing them would be a better word, as they're in zone, and those switch-offs are changing. Dished out. That's to Adam. The 3 fresh in is short. Frank Brooks on the rebound, and Colts back the other way. Noten drives with the left hand, looking back for Wong. Looked like it was tipped away. It'll go out of bounds, and Centennial keeps it.
All right, now that Dosen is checked out of this one, this is a chance for the Colts to go on a run here. I mean, He's very tall, 6'8" underneath the rim, and causing a little bit of troubles early on in the game. So Colts want to make this first quarter close. They're going to have to build off of some of these possessions.
Turton drives to the paint, loses the ball, then it's going to go back up. Looks like we're going to get a jump ball out of it. It's going to go the way of the Mountaineers. So Turton, some good move. It looks like Centennial's kind of forcing passes down low. And you've got a 6'8" Dosen now not on the floor, but regularly Dosen on the floor, 2 6'4" guys in the middle. I mean, forcing it down low without having a clear passing lane seems like a disaster just waiting to happen.
It looks like it may have been part of the game plan to beat them down low, but they got to switch a couple things around because Mohawk is playing very, very tight.
Quick jumper from Mercury from the elbow is short. The rebound goes to Turton as they turn it quickly. Wong in the corner. Makes a move. Now drives inside into the paint. Floater is blocked. That was by Kale Kalura. Kalura now has it. Most of the bench in for the Mountaineers. Early on in the first, we've barely seen a change from Centennial. Kicked around into the corner. The three from Richards. Bounces off the front of the rim. Finds its way down. Now a 12-point advantage for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, this is complete unfamiliar territory for the Colts. What a beautiful move by RJ, but
mayhem everywhere. Bodies to the floor. Driving to the paint was Adam. Looked like it was tipped away by Josh Noten. So Mohawk will take possession of the ball. Get a replay here. Looks like it was tipped away by Noten on the right-handed layup, meaning that Mohawk's going to keep possession. As I said it, substitutions coming both ways. Centennial looks like Ryan Frank Brooks, O'Neal Turton are going to check out. Simon Ricketts-Ewan as well as Abdul Sudani into the game for Centennial. The inbound, that was by Jenkins, tipped away by Noten. They'll keep it down on the baseline. Mohawk gets it in quickly to Adam. Will go all the way around the arch, goes back to Jenkins. The three is off, but he's fouled by Noten. And Scott Jenkins will head to the line for three.
it looks like the Colts have to just change their defensive structure here. I mean, when a team takes 37 threes, you gotta put some of your forwards and guards out on the three-point line and force them to go in rather than playing inside and then chasing to the three. And then when you start chasing, you start committing fouls. And teams like Mohawk really don't miss a lot on the free throw line. So not a great start by the Colts.
You can tell on defense. Colts into their 2-3 zone, which is what they normally play on defense. But that heavy three-point percentage from Mohawk in a zone, you're never going to have that tight man-on-man coverage in a zone. Meaning they've got loads of space, and moving off the ball, there's also loads of space. You don't have a body on a body running around the floor, and it presents problems. We'll see if Chester Taylor does change it eventually, but as of right now, it looks like the Colts are going to. There was a foul. There was no shot there. It looks like the foul is going to go on number 15. That's Paul Omafoma. It'll be his first personal foul as Centennial will take the ball and inbound from the baseline.
Yeah, so quite a bit of substitution for the Colts, just seeing how players can just fit in.
Inbound goes to Wong for three is short. That's the fourth ball. Just barely got to a rim for Centennial. Back the other way. Omafoma to the rim and a hard take. Gets the layup to go. Mohawk keeps adding on to their lead. 21-4, they have it. Noten up top to Thomas. Thomas looking for options. Now he's going to dribble, drive, dishes it to Ricketts. Ewan gets met at the rim by Raza, who is going to take the foul. Bucket doesn't count, but Ricketts Ewan will head to the line.
So look at that replay quickly. A great inside pass. Just gets fouled, and that's the Colts type of offense we like to see. You know, not forcing passes over 6'8" centers and forwards, and they don't get cleanly in, especially this far into the playoffs. So playing a more structured game and more cleaner passes is going to be the Colts' key to get back into this.
Ricketts Ewan made the first from the line. He'll miss the second one. It goes long in the rebound to Raza. 1 for 2 with Simon Ricketts Ewan as the Mohawk works quickly back the other way. Turnover in the lane. It's then poked away by Omofoma, but creates a foul. That's going to be the second, I believe, on Omofoma. Centennial inbounds.
So both teams a foul away from being in the bonus, and we got just shy of 3 minutes left. This one's going to be interesting on the coverage.
Long drives hard to the rim, no foul, tons of contact. Another one as Sudani's blocked underneath the rim. Back the other way, Mohawk. Dishes inside. Omofoma with the hard take, left-handed.
Yeah, Omofoma.
Colts just cannot seem to get a defensive stop. Quickly the other way. Sudani to the rim. The foul. Are we going to count the bucket? Looks like we
doesn't look like
are
it.
Going to count the bucket. It looks like we're going to shoot two. We're going to shoot two. So we're not going to count the bucket, but because we're in the bonus, heading to the line is Simon Ricketts Ewan.
Now we see Dosen check into the game, so we'll see how quick head coach Chester Taylor is with Ryan. I mean, he's playing some tough minutes. And this is the Colts' bread and butter at the free throw line, very efficient. And when you're just down by quite a bit, you can't afford to miss a lot of these. He goes 2 for 2 there.
Colts doing what they can to put up some points here in the first quarter. Got to make a little bit of a comeback to stay in this one. Mohawk up top. Raza gives it to Jenkins. Waits for his man as the Colts finally go man-to-man, as we mentioned. Inside, Chong dishes it back out to Raza. Creates some confusion on the side of Mohawk and a turnover.
Like you said, Colts just go man-to-man, and that 2-3 coverage wasn't working out, and the man-to-man just showed how good the Colts defense can really get. We're just forcing a turnover here, and just got to build off of these.
Wong's going to drive. He's got 2 men on his back. He gives it back out to Wong. Looks like it's going to be an offensive foul charged on. It's going to be R.J. Thomas is going to take the foul on his drive into the paint.
Not going to be bonus free throws because it was on the offensive side of things. But regardless, both teams a foul away from going to the line.
Mohawk gets the ball in. Now Jenkins up the floor, hands it to Chong. 1:40 to go in the first quarter. And a 16-point Mohawk lead. Jenkins dribbles to his right. Meets Colburn. He's going to dish it to Chong. Wide open three is good from Iverson Chong.
Yeah, and that's like what we mentioned earlier. Can't sag off and play inside and then chase to the three. It's better to just play at the three and then force them to cut in. I mean, we didn't see Mohawk just take it from the point all the way underneath the rim quite a lot. So I don't understand why the Colts have been playing inside rather than to the line. So we'll see the changes being made, but a huge margin in the first quarter to come back from. And, you know, that beginning start just being down 6-0 just started it all off. I mean, a lot of turnovers, forcing passes, and they just accumulated. And especially for a team that is a high percentage three-point shooting.
As he makes the first, misses the second. That rebound is then tipped out by Dosen, so Centennial's going to take the ball. And a chance technically to make this a three-point play. Thomas inbound, he looks to go underneath. Thomas gets it off the bounce, but steps out of bounds and turns the ball over. So 1:17 to go here in the first quarter. Mohawk will have the ball as they have an 18-point advantage. Chong over to Richard. We'll give it back to Chong. Dosen up top for the pick. Chong uses it now to his left hand. The layup off the side of the backboard. Good defense from Colburn. Back the other way, Jalen Colburn to the rim by himself. Layup doesn't go, but it's poked away by Dawson, and Centennial keeps it.
Looks like Centennial is trying to force contact a little, and it's just not working the way in their favor, but I would like to see them get more cleaner looks.
Thomas, the inbound, finds the hands of Ricketts Ewan, backs in, spins to his right, and the shot's going to wedgie itself into the rim. So Centennial will keep the ball on the wedgie.
Yeah, so that technically counts as a jump ball.
Thomas inbound, 14 on the shot clock, 47 seconds on the game clock. Inside Thomas. Works into the paint. Thomas with the right hand gets the tough layup to go. Mohawk quickly back the other way. Mercury.
A very tough layup.
All the way around the top. Chong now cuts inside. Dishes it back to Mercury. The fake three goes to drive inside, and looks like a foul is going to be called on Jalen Colburn on the block.
Yeah, blocking foul.
Looks like Mercury will head to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, I would like to see the Colts stop chasing the three rather than just be set at the three and just have a forward or a center just covering inside just in case the drive comes. But we haven't seen that much from Mohawk.
Mercury misses the first free throw. Make the second. His whistle will blow. We'll have a substitution. Looks like Kale Kalura is coming into the game. So 24-second shot clock, game clock. Shot clock should be off, and it is. 19 on the clock. Messam up top was looking for Thomas and a giveaway. Richards, Kalura, back out to Richards. Dawson's going to find a wide open Chong. Fakes the three. Dishes it out to Raza with 5 on the clock. Dawson, the jumper from just outside the free throw line, and he'll make it. And that's going to end quarter number 1. Mohawk off to a speedy hot start. 29 points in the first quarter as they lead it 29-10 after 1.
Yeah, this one's just been an unusual start for the Colts. We know they've just been starting the game dominating. I mean, it looks like the Colts' game plan of playing the 2-3 coverage on the defensive side, I think just absolutely not been working out. And Mohawk just been penetrating that defense and just getting to the... They're not even getting to the rim, honestly. They're just kind of pump faking the three and just driving in for a free layup. So we'll see how the defensive structure changes. But on the offensive side of things, I would like to see the Colts not throwing passes over 6'8", 6'7", forwards and trying to force a pass inside because it's just not going to work out.
Yeah, you're seeing Mohawk on the other side of the floor, moving the ball, moving off the ball, using screens, anything they can to get wide open. Where you've seen Centennial offensively, basically just one-man drive to the rim and hope it goes in kind of thing. Get a foul, and early on in the game, it's a great thing to go out and get fouls, force some fouls on the other team, but Mohawk's just not committing it. So you got to change your game plan. Hopefully that's what Chester Taylor is doing in that timeout. We're going to take a quick break. We have 45 seconds. Might as well take one as the Mohawk Mountaineers lead 29-10 after 1. Welcome back to second quarter action between Mohawk and Centennial. 29-10 is the score as we start the second quarter. Mohawk off to a very, very hot start, missing only 2 shots in the first quarter. Richards up top, gives it to Mercury. Colts into their man-to-man defense. Looks like they're going to stay there. Kalura outside Chong. Now into Dosen. Dosen, heavy battled with Sudani. He's going to get called on the foul. Sudani looked to have active hands, but he's going to get called on the chop.
Yeah, that one, not a lot of contact there. As you see the bleachers kind of erupt there. I didn't see a lot there, but call goes nonetheless Mohawk's way.
We've seen harder contact today, but the whistle blew, and that's all we got to go by. So Mohawk will have the ball in a 14-second shot clock. Mercury inside is poked away on the turnover. Messam, Simon Ricketts on a race inside. Smart move from Thomas. Sudani now outside. Fakes the three, he's going to dish in. Looking to Colburn, outside. Now to Ricketts Ewan with 10 on the clock. Spins inside, right hand, layup doesn't go. Gets his own rebound. Looks to kick it back out, and it's tipped by Richards. Richards then back the other way. Centennial pokes it out off the hands of Messam, and Mohawk will keep the ball.
Just like that, Ricketts got the offensive rebound, a chance to build on the second chance opportunity, but just forcing the pass to the point. And it was just a clean pass to the Mohawk, who was just at the elbow, picking that off.
Mohawk gets it in, it's Chong. Dribbles to the far side, hands it to Richards. The shot from Richards is short. Rebound to Centennial. Thomas now bringing it up the court, and they're going to call the offensive foul on the on the pick.
Yeah.
Going to go the other way on Frank Brooks, who was moving his way up the court.
And I kind of seen that coming. We seen Ryan trying to be a little bit sneaky there with the subtle screen there, but definitely the right call, as can't just be walking into defenders there. But turnovers being the issue for the Colts, and this is a forced pass, but
the forced pass, I was going to say ended up working. It looked like Dosen did get a hand on the ball, but he was out of bounds as he touched it, so Centennial will take it. I mean, if you're Mohawk, why aren't you trying to force the ball to Dosen as they did? It works. It works, yeah. and has worked all season long.
Yeah, 6'8".
Colburn inside. The hop step doesn't get the layup to go. Frank Brooks back up, gets the foul, plus the bucket, and he'll head to the line.
Chance for the Colts to get a three-point blend. We haven't seen a three by the Colts, and they have the utilities to get those threes in by Sammy, Wong. We got no in, but it's just not quite there. But would love to see the Colts playing this more structured game, not forcing and chasing the game. And it's kind of Mohawk not in their rhythm like they were in the first quarter. I mean, I feel like they got a lot of those points because of the Colts' mistakes. And now that the Colts are kind of, minimizing them, I would like to see them not committing a lot of turnovers, but game kind of inching back in their way.
Yeah, the Colts have had a lot of positive movement, especially on the defensive side of the floor, which is obviously where we got to focus. 30 points in a quarter cannot happen.
Yeah.
You're going to give up 120 points, and that cannot happen in OCAA basketball. So they've tightened it up a little bit, changed that defensive structure. We maybe look to see Mohawk change their offensive structure now to try and beat that man-to-man. And you kind of see the coaching battle go back and forth now. Yeah. Who's going to try and get their own advantage? Does Mohawk play more defensive? They're up 17 currently. I hope not. It's the second quarter, but who knows, right?
Yeah, and for the Colts, you can't get into the foul trouble. I mean, 2 fouls already, and 5 puts you in the bonus. Here's a chance for Ryan Frank Brooks to get the 3-point conversion. He gets that to go.
A 3-point play from Ryan Frank. Frank Brooks gets Centennial within 16. Richards in the backcourt is able to escape tight defense from Thomas. Now pushes back up. Richard looking to use his pick. He can't do it. Good D from Thomas. Kicked out. Mercury working on a mismatch. He's got Frank Brooks. Step back jumper doesn't go. Good D from Ryan Frank Brooks. Colburn the other way. Some momentum. Great pick from Frank Brooks. Colburn battles with Kallur on the ground. Looks like we're going to get jump ball, and it'll stay with Centennial.
Yeah, excellent coverage by the Colts there. Just playing man-to-man and then switching at the perfect moment when the screen comes. And it's been Ryan Frank Brooks who's been utilizing that very well. We just see him set a pick there, giving his teams a different look. I mean, we didn't see a lot of screens. We didn't see a lot of switches. And the Colts have been just, like you said, just one man taking it to the rim, and a bit of a change here.
Mohawk slightly into zone, slightly into man as Frank Brooks backs down. The fadeaway jumper doesn't go, just a bit too strong, but he'll head to the line.
Yeah, Ryan Frank Brooks, leader for the Colts for points, and first team All-Star, so can't force a lot on him. If you're Mohawk, he definitely makes you pay. Coming off a 30-plus point game.
Frank Brooks makes the first one at the line. As you mentioned before, Centennial the best in the OCAA at free throw shooting. You got to be really good at free throw shooting to win big games. As I say, that commentator's curse, of course, and he misses that free throw. Back to the way Mohawk. Adam in the game. Good crossover stopped up. Frank Brooks, good D. Gets a piece of the shot, and the rebound goes to the Colts. Sugani goes up court. Looked like he was moving a bit too fast for the ball, but he catches up. Noten spins inside. Now with the left hand, doesn't get it to go. Gets his own rebound. It's going to force a jump ball, and this time the way of Mohawk.
Definitely like the game that the Colts are now playing. I mean, first quarter, almost 30 points, and second started, and it looks like Mohawk has made absolutely no movement on the offensive side of things. So definitely like to see the Colts keep this game up.
I think the good thing for Mohawk is the fact that they've kind of held their own defensively as well. They've got their second unit on the floor, plus Dosen. But their second unit is holding them true, and if that first unit gets back out on the floor, dominates like it normally does, as Dosen gets the left-handed floater to go. If they dominate the way that they did in that first quarter, this game is out of hand before you think. The Colts starting five has to be able to do better as they'll drive to the paint. It's going to be an offensive foul again called on the Colts. Noten this time takes it.
So 7 minutes left into this one, and he's committed 3 fouls, 2 away from the bonus, and then it starts getting a little bit crazy because you can't play tight defense, or else you're gonna force the other team at the free throw line, and then you also can't sag off because there's such a high volume, efficient three-point team. So for the Colts, you got to be very, very precise on what you do here for the next at least 3 minutes.
Not to mention, 2 of those fouls are on the offensive side of the floor. You're not even using your fouls where you need to use them. As the pass is thrown away, that was off the hands of Anthony Reganetti, and out of play as his first appearance into this quarterfinal. Long inbound, it's going to go to Noten. Noten drives into the lane to Thomas. Skip pass, nice and easy layup, and that's what we like to see from Josh Noten. He's got great vision, he's got to start using it. Back the other way, Mohawk plays quickly. Raza to the rim, floater, doesn't go. Turton gets the rebound as Centennial has a little bit of momentum. Got to capitalize.
Yeah, Turton just so good. And as I say, the commentator curse right there. As Ryan Frank Brooks. Looked like he got the chase down block there. And this one looks like a shooting foul. So 2 calls for the Colts, a little bit controversial, and no review system. So 1 away from the bonus. This is going to be a very, very scary for the Colts. I mean, for the last 6 minutes and 30 seconds, they just had such a great turn of around things. And I guess ball doesn't lie there as he misses that first one.
Sounds like this crowd has finally showed up in the building at the AWC. A bit late to the appearance, but there's not a whole lot of seats to be had around here. Finally a packed building here at the AWC, and the crowd getting involved. The Colts have the ball. Thomas, wide open 3, and it's good from RJ Thomas.
Yeah, he chose that celebration, getting the crowd and his team into it. Definitely something we like to see, and This is where the Colts are most dangerous. When they force those turnovers, the crowd gets into it.
Dosen, the three, matches it for the Mountaineers. Marco Dosen doing everything he can to keep Centennial away. Note now drives into the paint. Dosen
Brooks
hits the
for
floor.
three.
Frank Brooks the three.
He responds with the three.
Back-to-back threes for Centennial. They start to find their shooting touch.
So we're having a bit of a duel here between both of the teams. And this one looked like it was definitely off of Mohawk. But from my angle, I mean, let's look at that. Let's look at that three, actually. Just sizing up to it.
Took advantage of Dosen hitting the floor, and Frank Brooks bangs it. I couldn't at all tell if that ball was touched out of bounds. Doesn't matter. Mohawk's got the ball. 6 on the shot clock. Chong into the lane, gives it to Jenkins. Floater with the right hand, rattles around. And out. Rebound to Noten. 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Centennial have powered themselves back. Noten drives to the rim and the right-handed lay. Colts have cut it to 11. And it's Adam. Adam for Mohawk. Goes down to a Mofo. Drives inside. Layup is high. Frank Brooks battles for the rebound and wins it.
What a turnover around for the Colts. What a spin around
move from O'Neal Tartan. The right-handed lay, and this place is loud. It has exploded here at the AWNC. The ball's going to go out of bounds. It looks like.
Look at that replay.
It looks like the Colts have committed a foul, which means they're going to head to the bonus. I didn't see the foul.
Yeah.
As we were checking for the replay. Didn't see the foul. But heading to the line is Scott Jenkins to shoot 2.
Yeah, I mean, Colts being down by almost, I believe, 20 plus. But a great turn of events here for them. So the Colts, what a beautiful move by O'Neal there, actually. Just spinning around, very crafty. And that's the Colts we like to see. You know, we can play on the three-point line, the baseline, the perimeter, mid-range.
Noten's shot is long, doesn't go, but a foul committed on the rebound. Looks like O'Neal Turton was fouled by Kale Kalura. He'll take the foul. It's going to be his second of the game. So no shooting foul. Of course, it was on the rebound, so Centennial will have it. Baseline with 14 on the shot clock. Inside to Frank Brooks. They look to go quickly, and the foul is called as Frank Brooks finally getting to the rim and now getting to the line to shoot 2.
Look at that replay. An inside pass. And just, it was Omofoma who just kind of leaned in too much on him. So Ryan's going to go shoot 2 to the front iron there for him.
There's the chance to cut it to 10 for Frank Brooks. And he will. So the Colts have powered their way back. Mohawk's going to make a substitution. Looks like Omofoma's coming out and Mercury back in. The Colts have cut it to 10. They've got a lot of momentum. They've only given up 8 defensively. Mohawk back down the court. Adam the 3, and a great shot from number 11, Eltom Adam. Puts it over the hand of Turton coming out.
Man, does Mohawk make you pay from the 3?
Long dishes it out. Turton looks to do it himself, and he'll answer back with one of his own.
So Turton, 5 quick points for him. That was a very contested 3 right there, but nonetheless goes his way. Look at that. Look at those hands right there, just forcing a pass there, but a baseline J.
Frank Brooks gets caught with his hands down. The jumper goes from Mercury. Noten dribbles up the floor for Centennial. To his right. Picks up his dribble. He's going to get No help from his teammates. Now he does on the pick. Noten, baseline drive, and he steps out of bounds before that pass to Turton. And he'll turn it over.
Let's look at that replay. And that's the right idea by Noten right there, just going under the rim, you know, giving his team a different look. And we see Turton just forcing the turnover there again. So Turton just stepping up to force his team back into this.
Now we've kind of flipped the game script. Centennial playing a little bit faster on offense, but staying composed. Mohawk on the other end has gone wild. They're going everywhere.
Yeah.
Their offensive system's going fast, but it's going too fast for them as Frank Brooks looks to bully his way into the paint and travels while he does it and turns the ball over again.
Yeah, let's look at that replay. Brooks a big guy, but getting covered by two there, and just too many steps for him.
Mohawk will bring the ball back up with a 12-point lead. Richards has Dosen back on the floor. They look to use him on the pick and roll. Down low. Dosen loses the ball, losing the handle. Good defensive play from Turton.
Yeah, well, have we said his name a lot in this second quarter? I mean, how could you not? A three to respond back up of Mohawks, and just so crafty on the defensive side.
Nolan's going to dribble. Far side to Wong. Now works inside. Frank Brooks goes to the rim. The shot, he's fouled. Looks like Kalura is going to take the foul. That's his third personal foul.
I like what Brooks is doing, forcing Mohawk now to be in the bonus, and now both teams going to have to play a little bit differently. But I would like to see for the Colts, Sammy Wong step up a little bit more. You know, when he gets in his groove, he can drop almost 25-plus points. So, but credit to Mohawk, just putting players in positions they have never been in. I mean, so after this timeout, we'll resume things as the visitors 42-30.
We're back outside of the timeout, just about to get lined up for Brooks' free throws here. He'll be shooting 2 for Centennial as he looks to get this game back to within 10. First one goes for Brooks.
And for the Colts, it's got to be baby steps first. You know, you can't just start winning this first half. I mean, the ideal thing would be for it to be in single digits. So let's see how the Colts.
Mohawks can inbound. That goes to Raza. Raza dishes it to Chong. Looks like an injured Mohawk in the far corner. We're going to get a whistle for it as Richards looks to be maybe holding a hand. He might have maybe jammed a finger on a pick and roll down low. He's going to get checked, and quick sub out for Mohawk. I'm sure he'll be okay. Just got to get that checked on. Looks like Jenkins is going to check in. Jenkins inbound goes to Dosen over top of everybody, and it works wonders. That's why you put 6'8" underneath the rim. Wong up top, dishes it to Thomas. Thomas now going to go down to Turton. Turton's going to back in. Full clear out for Centennial. The shot off right. Frank Brooks gets the rebound and the easy layup.
Yeah, cleanup duty for Brooks there as he gets the rebound and the 2 points.
Chong dribbles 4 Mohawk, 12 on the shot clock. He'll dish it outside. Mercury, step back, 3 is short off the front of the rim. Turton back the other way. Centennial, almost a dangerous pass. Thomas does find the pass, and as he looks to Euro, he's blocked. Back the other way, Mercury. His dribble, he's going to stop it up. Chong, wide open 3, again short. Rebound, back to Turton. Turton looks behind the back. Dosen with some good hands. Tips it out of play. It's going to be Centennial ball, but the Mohawk Mountaineers have taken a 30-second timeout. So we will head to a break. The Colts have worked their way back to a 10-point deficit. It's 44-34 in the second quarter. Welcome back. His ball just inbounded. For just joining us, it was a slow start for the Centennial Colts, who were down 29-4 at one point in the first quarter, but they battled their way back to a 10-point deficit. Frank Brooks down low, uses his body into Dosen. Layup doesn't go. Turton on the rebound. Hop step, gives it to Frank Brooks. The layup goes, plus the foul. The contact's going to go, and Dosen's going to get called on the foul.
Man, how good has the chemistry been between O'Neal and Ryan down low? And they're the big guns for the Colts. I mean, 6th man of the year and first team All-Star just gunning their way back. And not to mention RJ Thomas with his mark at the guard position. So a 3-point conversion for Brooks there. He's made, I believe that's his second 3-point conversion. He's also hit a 3, so he's already in the double digits in this first half.
Darius Sylvester back in the game, playing good defense on Chong so far. Chong looks to turn the other way, gives it to Mercury. Out to Jenkins, a long 3 is off, and the rebound to Centennial. 43 seconds game clock, 20 on the shot clock.
You go 2 for 1 here, I mean, it may be the right idea, but you can't force it just like that. And
Mohawk back the other way. Raza gives it up. It's going to go to Jenkins. Step to the side. A 3 from Jenkins, and this time he rattles it home. So 22 on the game clock. Shot clock will be shut off. Yeah. Inside, Wong fakes his 3. And his 3 is good. Sammy Wong answers it back. Mohawk looks to go back the other way. Chong up top, 4 seconds to Raza. That's wide open for 3 himself, and he bangs it home to end the second quarter. Back and forth, wide open action between these two teams, and Mohawk so far out on top, 50-40 at half, Dennis.
Yeah, very close second quarter. I mean, the Colts, I believe they almost got 30 points this quarter, so a monster comeback for them, and it's going to be a very tight one if they're going to claw their way back into this. And we see Mohawk do make you pay on those turnovers, and not a lot of time left, and a late 3-pointer goes their way. But a very, very efficient second quarter for the Colts.
Yeah, we were very impressed with how the Colts came back out in that second quarter. I mean, you gave up 29 in the first, now 21 in the second. It's getting better, but defensively, they've just been so much better.
Definitely.
And they moved to man-on-man, believe it
Yeah.
or not. They're forcing Mohawk off that three-point line, which is where they're going to hurt you. It's where they've hurt everybody all year long. And the Colts have finally worked it out. Probably why Chester Taylor is Coach of the Year. He's able to make those calls, change it in play, and do the right thing.
I definitely love that man-to-man adjustment, as Mohawk was just absolutely dominating the zone coverage for the Colts, and Mohawk a bit struggling with the man-to-man, as the Colts don't have a lot of players that sag on the defensive side of things. Very efficient two-way players. So we'll see how. I mean, for the Colts, they just have to play how they played in the second quarter, minus the turnovers, and this would be going quite in their favor. And for Mohawk, it's going to be how to beat that man-to-man coverage.
So we might as well head to break. I mean, I need a little break, a water break, and some time to breathe. We've got a halftime show on court. I don't know what they're doing. Looks like they're going to get dressed and try and make a layup far side of the court. Enjoy that show. The Mohawk Mountaineers leading 50-40 after 2. Welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. Second half action between the Mohawk Mountaineers and the Centennial Colts. It's 50-40 for Mohawk. It's Jack Middleton alongside Dinesh Jabbar bringing today's game. We'll do a quick out-of-town scoreboard before this game gets back into the heat of things. The Humber Hawks leading the Durham Lords 36-33. Of course, that matters if St. Clair loses and Centennial loses. The host of playoffs will come from that game, so we got to pay attention there. Meanwhile, St. Clair and Seneca just underway themselves, so we'll keep you up to date with that game as we go along. Centennial going down the floor. Sorry, that was Mark Dosen. Looks like he traveled as he was spinning to get that ball up and turns the ball over to start the third quarter.
Yeah, this one's going to be probably the most interesting quarter of the game. I mean, this is going to shape up what the fourth quarter is going to be played like, whether the other team plays more defensively structured or offensively. See Sammy Wong getting control of things.
Frank Brooks is going to take a three. It's going to be short. Mohawk gets the rebound. Back the other way is Mercury. Quickly into the lane. Runs over his man. Many times we saw that in the first quarter. An offensive foul called, nothing called there.
Yeah.
An easy 2 points for the Mountaineers.
That was Dosen getting that.
So Noten drives downhill. He goes to Sylvester, and they're going to call it back the other way. It just happened 10 seconds in front of us. No call. It's going to get called back the other way. I don't often talk about officiating, but we legit just saw that happen on the one side of the court. It happens. And Mohawk's got the ball.
Yeah. A little bit of a controversy between some of these calls, but nonetheless, a deep three.
Chong's three is off wide right and out of play, so the turnover as Centennial will take the ball. Nothing comes from that charging call. So the Colts are going to inbound. Stuck 12 early here in the second half.
Yeah, so see how they respond as they want to get in the board.
Noten goes inside.
What a pass.
Tough right-handed layup and a great pass, like you said, from Darius Sylvester, finding him on the inside. Chong's going to dribble up the court. Dishes it to Raza. Mohawk moves the ball quickly inside. Dosen with the big right-hand hook is going to fall.
He just knows where the net is, even while not looking at it, so doesn't really have to take his time. He kind of just tosses it to an area. So very efficient down low. Sammy Wong, a tight mid-range.
Is short. They're going to call the foul. The old referee call of if it doesn't go in, I'll call it. If it does, I won't.
Let's look at that.
There was some contact on the
underneath
elbow.
the rim. It was on Dosen. He kind of gave a shove.
Is that where they gave it to? Dosen underneath?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. There was actually some contact on the shot as well. But they'll give it to Dosen. Centennial keeps the ball. It's going to work no matter what. Frank Brooks gets the lob underneath, uses his body. Off the backboard's too strong. Mercury up the floor. Now to Chong. Works inside. Noten gets a hand on the ball, and the second attempt is where the foul is going to come. Noten's going to take the foul. It's going to be his third personal foul. You saw actually Coach Chester Taylor about to sub him out. Josh Noten went over and said, no, that's not happening. Keep me in the game. So Chester Taylor sits his man back down. Oh, as I say that, he sits his man back down and he pops back up. Chong over to Raza. Fakes the three, lane to the rim. Frank Brooks meets him. Raza almost gets his own rebound, but Centennial pulls it away. Noten up the floor. Uses the screen from Frank Brooks. Dishes it inside to Turton. Turton going inside. Floater's going to roll around the rim and fall.
It's that home court bounce to go in his favor.
Turnover the other way. Jenkins forces it inside. Colts the other way. Wong looks to go inside. It's a 3-on-2. He'll do it himself on the easy lay, and Sammy Wong gets himself going.
Man, Thornton just forcing the turnovers and converging for his team. And look at him again on the defensive side of things. We got to respect that shot by Mohawk, but if the Colts are going to have to come back and win this one, O'Neill's probably going to have to play this entire game. He's just been so good.
Frank Brooks is up top, and he gives it off to Turton. Turton, step back through the legs. The three is long. Rebound to Mercury. Chong goes the other way. He gives it to Mercury. Fakes the three. Mohawk will slow it down. Into the corner. Raza. Raza's going to give it to Dosen. Elbow jumper from Dosen is good. Frank Brooks just continues to sag off of his man. It's not the right guy to sag off of.
I mean, Dosen's just so good, man. He can just post up, do a hook shot, good off the elbow, so it's very difficult to cover him.
Noten goes inside to Frank Brooks. They seem to be just going back and forth. One-on-one action down low as Dosen's going to take the foul. I believe that's Dosen's third personal foul, if I'm not mistaken, which is a big number here in the third quarter. Only 2 to give for Dosen. As I say that, he's going to get subbed out. So Colts doing what they need to do. Get Dosen off the court, which they have done. Now you got to take advantage.
As we say that, Ryan checks off too.
That is basically the matchup you're looking for. If Dosen's not on the court, Frank Brooks goes and gets his breather because I'm sure he needs it as well. The shot from the Colts is off. Mercury gets the rebound. Gives it up to Raza. Now Jenkins. Jenkins going to go over into the corner to Raza. Dishes it back out. Mohawk can't find their way inside. 10 on the clock. Richards now gets inside. Stops up. Fadeaway shot doesn't go. The foul is going to be called. Yeah. Contact on Jalen Colburn.
So Richards going to go to the line for 2 free throws. And looked like there was a bit of contact there. Let's look at that in his shooting lane. So the feet, I believe, just in the landing area, just called the foul. But Colts a little bit slow in this third quarter, a bit. Only 4 points and halfway done. So I want to see how their engine gets going.
The first one is missed by Richards. Now the Colts finally starting to use a bit of the crowd. They're using a bit of the crowd behind them. The crowd's getting loud on free throws. You saw O'Neill Turton last free throw riling him up. This building is starting to get suffocating. I don't normally got to go 2 earmuffs on my headphones, but I actually do today. It is so loud in this building.
Yeah. We love to see it.
Sylvester's going to drive into the paint. A hard take. Layup doesn't go. That's what we saw in the first quarter from the Colts. Just one-man effort's not going down. Jenkins, the three, is long. That one hits the time clock. Looks like they're going to call it, and Centennial will have the ball.
So Talbot gets the ball.
The Colts are still stuck 12. We've gone back and forth here in the third quarter. Sylvester Talbot goes inside, gets the ball back, kicks it out. Wong, 4-3. It's short. Sudani gets the rebound. He'll put it back up. It's Strong off the board. Sudani, another one. This time a foul is called. Looks like Sudani poked in the eye, and he'll head to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, so a lot of second chance efforts for the Colts, and we'll see. I believe that's Sudani going to the line to shoot two, and these are crucial ones, as the defensive side of the thing for Mohawk has just been very, very smooth, only allowing 4 points, and we're now in the second half of this third quarter, and that's not going to cut it for the Colts. As Sudani misses both.
And then commits a foul. 0 for 3, you can guess on that. Missing free throws and then commits the foul on the rebound. So Sudani will take that one. That'll be his second personal foul. It's going to push the Colts to 4 team fouls with just under 5 to go here in the third.
Yeah, this has got to be the Colts' best second half of this third quarter. And this season, as they're on a 2-on-1 here.
Wong using his body, trying to get room to the rim, and he does with the left-handed finger roll. Sammy Wong gets the bucket plus the foul and heads to the line.
Wow, let's look at that replay. Sammy Wong.
Strong take to the rim. We've seen now 8 points from Sammy Wong. Possibly 9 if he makes this free throw here. As Sammy Wong now 9 points on the game. And 9 points in the second half, heating up. He's the right guy. The Colts need him to heat up, especially from long range if they're trying to stay with this Mohawk team. Adam turns back the other way, down the floor. His layup is strong. Turton tips the ball away for a rebound. Now Talbot gives it to Turton. Fakes his three. Couple dribbles. Now he's going to drive. Finds a lay. The reverse. Left-handed lay from Turton. An athletic move, and the layup goes.
Single digits now. Lead cut by a huge margin.
Chong fakes the three. The shot is short. Centennial tries to go back the other way. Sudani falls over and will commit a foul while falling over. And Mohawk will get the ball.
I believe at the line now. That's going to be... Let's see how it's called. I don't know who had possession there.
I believe that's going to be possession Mohawk, meaning they're going to shoot. They're going to shoot 2 on the bonus. And Sudani's going to take the foul. It's going to be his third personal.
It looked like a bit of a weird foul there. It looked like the ball was just scrambling and both players just tumbling. But Omofoma makes his first free throw. Good. He goes 2 for 2 there, so he makes the Colts pay.
And with that, Colts have cut it down to 9. And Mohawk, with their coach, he's going to make a couple substitutions and bring Dosen back into the game. So for a couple minutes here, it'll be Dosen, and Frank Brooks is sitting on the bench for Centennial. Up top, Talbot hands the ball off to Wong.
Sammy.
He's going to drive in, left hand off the backboard, and he'll roll through. Richards loses the ball. Gets away from pressure, and Mohawk gets away with it. Up the court, Eltom Adam in the corner, 4-3, rattles around, rebound to Colburn.
Got chance here.
Court wide, Sammy Wong for 3. Bit short, Colts get the rebound. Turton fakes it, steps back over to Talbot. His 3 is good! Darius Talbot, 4-3, cuts it to 6, and the Mountaineers call a timeout.
That's what we like to see by the Colts. Just wide open threes, not a lot of space there, but that is...
This place is suffocating loud. You should hear this building getting fired up. The Colts were down 5 at one point and have cut it to 6. Timeout. We will take a break as it's 60-54 for Mohawk. Welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. If it wasn't loud before, game day announcer Ryan Miller just handed out cowbells. This place is about to go bonanza. In here, Mohawk a 6-point lead. Raza in the corner, dribbles and stop up. Looked like a travel, no call. Goes out to Richards. The 3, bounces around, rebound to Turton, loses the ball. Tipped out by Adam, and Centennial is going to get possession.
So a chance for Centennial to make this a one-possession game. We'll see what the mindset is. And like I said, at that 5-minute mark, not a lot of points, and they just came by really quickly in that a minute and a half stretch. So Colts definitely building and getting in control of things.
Turton dish inside to Colburn. The contact plus the bucket. Jalen Colburn.
Look at that replay. Takes the contact. And now I'll go to the line for the and one. This place is absolutely erupting.
We might hear it get quiet for 2 seconds here as Colburn shoots his free throw. It's short.
Offensive rebound.
Turton gets the board. Sammy Wong steps inside. Stops up. Gives it out to Talbot. And we'll slow it down. 8 on the clock. Wong to Turton. He's got to use his move. 2-man. Gives it out to Sudani. The 3 from deep is short. Dosen the rebound. Into the corner. Mercury. Raza to Jenkins. Mohawk looking 3-bound as they go 4 outside. Mercury up top. 10 on the shot clock.
Absolutely deafening in here.
Mercury works inside. Turton could meet. Dosen gets the rebound and puts it up and through. So Sammy Wong now has clear lane to the rim and answers back. Back and forth action in a 4-point Mohawk lead. Raza stops up, gives it to Dosen. He'll jump. Pass inside Mercury. Dosen now from 3 is short. Talbot gets the rebound. The foul is going to go on Jalen Colburn, it looks. It looks like he's going to take the foul. And what that means is Mohawk's going to go shoot for 2. It's going to be Jerry Jr. Mercury.
Didn't see much there. Did not see much there, but
Mercury on the free throw, misses the first. This crowd finally understanding that their loudness makes people miss.
Yeah, definitely.
And he misses another one. Talbot, the rebound goes out. Chong on top. They'll dive over the ball and a jump ball. Centennial possession.
Wow. Doesn't home court advantage help you out a lot? And you know Mohawk doesn't miss a lot. You can look at the numbers at the free throw line. But that is absolutely deafening. Can't even hear the commentary right beside you, honestly.
We legitimately turned up our headphones with how loud it is in here. We're going 2 earmuffs. Turn that guy up. It is so loud you can still hear it through the headset. This place has been rocking. It's awesome. It normally is during basketball games. It's always a rocking building here at the AWC, and that's why home court advantage, like you said, doesn't matter so much. We go away from home, and it's pretty much enemy territory from there on in. Colts get it inbound to Talbot. We're looking to get it to Wong. Gets it to Turton. Turton has a bit of a lane. He's going to dribble into the paint. Floater off the rim's going to fall. The Colts have cut it to 2. Raza has it for Mohawk. Cuts back to the rim and an easy right-hand leg goes, plus the foul. Sudani on the contact. Count the bucket, plus the foul. Sudani, that's going to be his 4th personal foul. I assume we're going to see him check out of this game.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see maybe some adjustments here, but nonetheless, it's such a tight game now. 4-point difference off of 25 points. So if you're the Colts, you're asking for this all day of the week.
Raza makes his free throw, so now The lead is 5. A minute and a half in the third quarter to go. The Mohawk does lead by 5. Talbot waits for his man. It's Wong. Wong basically screams at Turton to move. He gets his ISO. Dribble move inside to the lane, and Wong takes over.
What a move by Sammy Wong. As in he stepped up in this second half, and this is an automatic 3 to Donnie on the breakaway. Another block. Well, that's going to be a foul, so it's going to be 2 free throws.
The Colts swarming around everything on the defensive side of the floor.
Man, it's even difficult to even see what's going on. People jumping up and down on the bleachers. So commentary up here, we got to stand up to see what's going on.
I haven't sat down since about halfway through the third quarter. Not only is the energy great in here, there's about 6 people going to stand up every time we make a bucket in front of us. So I'm going to stand up, enjoy this crowd as Colburn misses the first. Chance to cut it to 2. Colburn misses the second. The rebound back into the hands of Colburn. Talbot now up top. Clock gets reset at 14, so there's 8 on the shot clock. Talbot's got to get moving, put one up. Talbot to the rim, finger roll is strong. Colburn the rebound, gets it to fall. And it's a 1-point game. Mohawk, still a chance for a 2-for-1 scenario. Chong's going to drive to the paint. Stepping up was Turton, and the offensive foul is called on the charge.
So a chance for the Colts to take the lead for the first time.
All game.
All game.
All game.
Which is absolutely crazy to say. Usually a team, when they're leading through all 3 quarters, it's usually them absolutely dominating. But this has been such a great 2 quarters by the Colts. I mean, the only one we could realistically say they messed up on was the first one, but the second and third have just completely been on their side.
So the shot clock turns off. Turton trying to work his magic. He'll spin to the inside. Fade away shot. Rebound was in the hands of Frank Brooks. We're going to call the foul on the defensive side on the rebound. I think Frank Brooks is going to get the foul. If we flip over the finger, we will.
That's going to be 2 free throws.
And that will, yes, send Mohawk to the line to shoot 2.
So not a great foul there. It looked like the Colts just a bit too aggressive on trying to take the lead there. But, I mean, we've seen a lot of last second points by Mohawk, and we've seen that in the second half, and now a possibility in the third quarter. So we'll see how number 13, I believe, Mercury, makes at the line as the bleachers. So Mercury's 0 for 3 at the line. This has been very difficult, as it's very hard to concentrate. I mean, and he goes 0 for 4. So that noise really does get to you. Ooh, so they call a carry. So
it was a carry, believe it or not. Turton hit himself trying to go behind the back, and he caught his own jersey on the carry.
So if you're the Colts here, just close it out. You don't want a buzzer beater.
5-man defense, hope to get a block up. They do. Turton does, and they're going to call
a foul.
Foul gets called on the 3.
They call a foul.
And we're going to go to the line. Mohawk should be shooting here. And it's going to be 3 shots, I believe.
Wow.
Iverson Chong will head to the line. I'm sure we're going to hear a bunch of the Boo Birds. Don't you worry. It was a great third quarter. might come to a slightly negative end as this crowd is going to turn a bit on the referees, I'm sure, if this keeps going.
I mean, how much stuff happened in the last 6 seconds of this? We've seen a carry, we've seen a foul, we've seen a 3-point foul. Now, first one is good, so 2-point lead. And if you're the Colts, you would like to see him miss at least one, because then it's still a one-possession game. But regardless, miss or make, this is going to end it because you're not getting a shot up in 0.2 seconds. So the Colts, a bit of a mistake there at the end. You kind of have to force it there, but regardless, goes in Colts' favor as the last one bounces off the back rim. So going into this fourth quarter, a 3-point game. Winner goes to the semifinals to face the winner of St. Clair and Seneca. So we know a lot of OCAA coverage. A lot of OCAA fans actually tuning into this one. This is going to be a big fourth quarter. The biggest one for both teams. And for the Colts, they've just been on the gas pedal since the second quarter. I mean, that first quarter was a bit of a blooper for them, being down by 25 points. But in the quarterfinals, being down by 25 points usually means game over. The Colts have not given up. So I believe the Colts haven't taken the lead yet for this game. So trailing through all 3 quarters, and crowd really helping them, as we see in, I believe it was Mercury going 0 for 4 at the free throw line. So
I'm gonna cut you off just so I can quickly get the out-of-town scoreboard going while I have it up. Late in the third quarter, Humber leads Durham 52-44. Of course, our game in St. Clair Seneca, 5 minutes left in the second quarter. The Saints lead it 35-25. If you're just joining us, of course, St. Clair with a victory will host the Final Four playoffs next weekend in Windsor. If they were to lose and a Centennial comeback victory here, Centennial will host. If both of them lose, it'll be the winner of the Durham and Humber game hosting the Final Four playoffs. But screw what we got going around throughout the province. We got a big fourth quarter coming here between the Mohawk Mountaineers and the Centennial Colts.
Man, those cowbells really get your ears going, but most of all, throwing off the Mohawks there.
We're going to get the fourth quarter action underway. 10 minutes to go. Mohawk Centennial, a place in the Final Four, is on the line. Winner to that Final Four, loser goes home as we're started here in the fourth quarter. Chong is up top. Dishes it close side to Jenkins. Colts go back into zone, weirdly, as Jenkins has the ball now up top. Kicks it out. Chong. Deep three is short. Rebound is off the feet of the Mohawk Mountaineers. That's number 1, Jalen Jackson, and he'll turn the ball over.
So quite a bit of faces we haven't seen. Noten, RJ Thomas. Looks like head coach Chester Taylor likes what he sees from his group thus far, so keeping it how it is.
Hands the ball off to Turton.
Too many steps.
Doesn't get the ball down. You got to get the ball down on the floor. Turton to the rim takes 3 steps, and the travel turns it back over. Mohawk back up the other way. It's Jenkins. He'll give it to Chong. Chong gets his play. He gets his screen. He'll use it from Mercury. Kicks it far side to Jenkins. Mercury now inside. The shot won't go. Jackson fighting for the rebound, and Turton comes away with it.
Bounce pass to Sammy Wong. Sizes him up, and he's going to get fouled and go to the line for 2. So, chance to cut this to a point. And you know this fourth quarter is going to be very, very, very tight defensively. And it's probably just going to come down to a mistake or two for both sides. I don't see a team winning this by 10 points. I don't even believe them winning this more than 5 points, to be honest. So it's going to be those little mistakes, and for the Colts, it's got to be late fouling in those quarters. So he makes the second one. And Sammy.
Like you mentioned, on defense, let's see what the Colts come out in here. They were in zone for the first portion. They seem to be pressuring up top, but back into zone once it comes back into the key area. As Jenkins kicks it inside, wide open Jackson is. The layup plus the foul. And he'll head to the line, Jackson does. I am perplexed standing up here wondering why the Colts have gone back into zone.
Yeah, me too.
You gave up 50 in the first half playing zone. Come back out, cut the lead to 3, 2, 3, back and forth all the time. Right back into zone, and now Mohawk's got all that space to create all their shots, to get going on the shooting side of the floor, which they haven't been able to do in 2 quarters.
Gotta agree with you there, Jack. I mean, you just seen that cut right underneath the rim and an and one attempt there. So the man-to-man didn't allow those cuts inside that left an open man.
Talbot's going to drive with his left hand. Stops up looking for a man. He'll just go to the basket on the layup. It's a tough one from Talbot, but it falls. Colts got to step up on the pressure. They stop Jenkins. They do.
I'm not sure what the call is.
It looks like we're going to get a substitution. It looks like Jackson Farside's got a bloody nose. Maybe has took some contact, and he's going to head back to the locker room to get that fixed up. But it'll be Mohawk ball. They'll take it back with 22 on the clock. Chong up top, covered by Colburn. Colburn, one of the best defenders on the Colts. That's why he's up top. Kicked away. It's passed off of Dose. Sorry, it was off of a Colt. It'll be a kick ball, and Mohawk will maintain possession, getting their 14 seconds back.
This is going to be very important.
Jenkins kicks it into Chong. Sorry, that's Kalura. Kalura goes to the rim. Really strong on the rebound, and reaching in was Jenkins. He'll be called for the foul. Talbot hits the floor, and Centennial will take possession. Get a couple fouls early for Mohawk.
Yeah, so Colts have it where they want it. 2-point game. So this is basically a back and forth now. It's going to be a football pass, just lobbing it over.
Colburn gets down using the lane. The shot won't go. Turton gets the rebound. Kicks out to Wong. The 3, short. Rebound to Colburn. Gets it back up and through, and we are tied. Chong up the floor for Mohawk. Gives it to Jenkins. Jenkins loads the pressure by Talbot. Stop up and kick it to Chong. Drives inside. Back out to Jenkins. Kicks it. Outside the 3. Off left. Rebound back into the hands of Adam. Adam still has it. Kicks it out. Jenkins. Deep 3. Not going to go. Rebound. Adam fighting for it. And I believe that was just out of play. Centennial with a great defensive stop. And R.J. Thomas will check back into the game after some great defensive play from Jalen Colburn.
Yeah, standing ovation for him by the crowd. So R.J. fresh off of the bench. Inside, Ryan. Now on a bit of a scramble. I would like to see these 50-50 balls just kind of being played out a bit more often, rather than, a person giving a poke and a foul just being called a second later. But
Mohawk has the ball. Richards up the court. Gives it around. Jenkins to Kalura. Mohawk goes quickly on their passing plays. Dosen gives it to Adam. Adam spins inside. Layup won't go. And the grab, the call is going to come from the back. where you don't see the contact, but the call is going to come from the back, and the foul is going to be called on Talbot.
I mean, Jack, if you're there, do you give him that 2 points and or do you force him to the line and make those 2 points?
I don't mind forcing him to the line. That's not going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Forcing him to the line is not a problem at all.
And we know how the crowd got into this one. So
we're going to head to the line. It's going to be Eltom Adam to shoot for Mohawk.
Crowd making some serious noise here.
First from Adam is good. He gives Mohawk the lead back. The second from Adam is also good, so a 2-point advantage again for the Mountaineers. Back on the court is RJ Thomas. Thomas gets over half court. We'll give it to Frank Brooks. Back to Thomas. Looks like it was out of bounds. Turnover anyways. Dosen back the other way. Marco Dosen, the easy left-handed lay.
A bit of an error with RJ and Ryan there. So
Talbot's going to use his dribble. He'll hand it off to Thomas. Thomas to Turton. Wide open for 3 is Turton, and the 3 is good. Mohawk back the other way. There's Adam. Adam, step back. His own 3 is short. Talbot's going to get the rebound.
So this will possibly give them the first lead. I've been saying that. I've been jinxing it the entire time. But hopefully this time, O'Neal, a step in. And they say a travel, so
Turton's called on the travel. Looks like he dragged that back foot before he got the shot off.
yeah.
So a travel will be called. Mohawk's going to take over at the baseline as we go full line change on the far side for Mohawk. Staying on just Dosen, believe it or not. Marco Dosen, the only man staying on the court. As it looks like the first unit back on for Mohawk. Most likely to finish the game here with 5 to go. Mercury takes the handoff. They'll give it out to Raza. Raza to Richards. He goes inside. Dosen backs down Frank Brooks. His left hand doesn't go. The rebound's pushed away.
They didn't call the kick ball there, so
Centennial's going to get the ball. RJ Thomas down the court. And an easy lay, and Centennial the lead.
So Centennial gets their first lead of this game.
The shot. Dosen gets a hand on. He's working on Sammy Wong. And Wong looks to have been maybe poked in the eye by Dosen on the rebound. As Sammy Wong is going to get some attention. Wong's going to have to be shielded away by his teammates. Sammy Wong is very angry about the foul. I believe we're going to continue playing. Sammy Wong says he's good to go. We're going to continue playing. And Centennial is going to have the ball. Now a 1-point Centennial advantage. It has taken me forever to be able to say that.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while, but nonetheless, they're up by a point now, and that's not the margin you would like, but you can't ask for too much as they were down by 25. So a great turn of events here by the Colts, and what a storyline it would be if they finished it like this in this last 5 minutes.
Wong's going to use his screen. He gives it to Thomas. They work the ball quickly. Frank Brooks to Turton inside. The layup is blocked. Thomas back up. And the foul actually is going to go to the Colts, and it'll be Mohawk ball. Have to get the call on that.
I honestly thought it may have been a goaltending on O'Neal.
Originally, I thought goaltending as well on that layup, but it looks like he caught it before getting to the backboard.
Yeah.
Meaning that he's all good. Mohawk's got the ball. Richards looking to go downhill. He's working on Wong. Kicks it outside. Mercury, the step to the side. then gets around Frank Brooks, misses his own layup, then gets his rebound. Dosen, the jumper from the elbow, rattles around off the hands, and it looks like Mercury over the back. And Centennial will have the ball.
Yeah, this has just been, let's look at that. Yeah, on Brooks right there. Mercury just jumped into him on his back there. But a bit of there's some controversial calls throughout this game, but it doesn't matter. The call is the call. 74-73 is where we stand.
Wong has the ball in the corner. Now dribbles back out. He's looking for some space. He has it with Chong. Dribble inside to Turton inside. The layup is good as Wong hits the floor again hard. Richards back the other way now. 3-point lead Centennial. Richards into the paint. He'll kick it out Mercury. Fake the three. Dribbles inside. Now the jumper from the elbow. Short. Rebound Noten. Noten's got the ball. Gets away from pressure. Now back up the floor. R.J. Thomas to slow it down.
Sammy Wong a little bit slow to get into the play. But the Colts are all set up as a double team comes on Noten. Where is this going to be? It's going to stay Colts ball. I couldn't see what was going on the other side.
I believe Sammy was sitting back knowing that he was calling for a breather. He wanted a substitution. The timeout is going to be called, I believe, by Centennial. It's going to be a Centennial timeout, and we're going to head to break. The Colts have battled their way back from 25 down. They lead by 3 here in the fourth quarter. Welcome back into the Athletic and Wellness Center. Colts have the inbound. R.J. Thomas up top will take the handoff. 4 on the shot clock. It's got to get off. Noten, 4-3. Doesn't hit the rim, though. Rebound into the hands of Mercury. Chong back up the floor. Dribble drive, looking to get around Thomas. He'll hand it off. Dosen around the corner for Richards. Uses the screen, now turns the corner. Layup with the right hand is good. The tough finish from Dante Richards.
A very tough finish by Richards right there.
Noten turns his corner. Now will jump up from the free throw line and nail it off the back of the rim. Now Frank Brooks is hobbling back up the court. Dosen down low. A good D from Noten. He's going to get some contact. And Dosen's going to head to the line.
No one doesn't like the call right there. Very angry, and head coach Chesterfield cooling him down. You don't want to get a technical foul this late in this game, especially when semifinals are on the line.
So from my knowledge, Noten is fired up for a reason. That is his 5th foul, so Josh Noten is exiting the game. He's going to foul out and head back to the locker room. Very, very angry. And deservedly so. He's going to be angry. He fouled out of a game. His team leads by 3, though, as he heads back to the showers. That's a big man to lose here with 3 to go as Dosen makes his first.
So that's, I believe wasn't it 6 fouls that gets you out of this?
No, it's 5.
So
5 is your final
5
one.
is your final, okay.
Yep. Dosen's going to make the second one. Back down to a 1-point game. Colts have Jalen Colburn, O'Neal Turton, Got Sammy Wong as well as R.J. Thomas and Ryan Frank Brooks. Turton inside, goes to Wong, and a block by Dawson. Frank Brooks goes back, it's poked away and turned over. Wong now hobbles his way up the court. Colts shorthanded. Raza steps inside, kicks it into the corner, and a nice defensive play by O'Neal Turton.
So 16 on the shot clock as
Wong looks to be checking out as well, so Wong's going to hobble his way out. Sylvester into the game. Frank Brooks has been hobbling his way around the court. Colts are hurting with 3 to go. Raza goes up, the layup, no good. Loads of contact on the shot, no call. Yeah. Thomas now back the other way, Centennial. He'll stop up and drag that back foot on the travel.
All right, that one, I don't know, a bit of... Did he slide it? I mean, it's hard to tell on the gloss, but...
The sell job is really that second step with the left foot that you've got to take to stop yourself, and it showed there on the travel. Mohawk's got the ball with 10 on the shot clock. Richards, the 3 is long off the back rim. Rebound tipped away by Mohawk, and it lands on the out-of-bound line.
So we see so many players just fired up on both sides. This is turning into a very, very, very tight game, and like we said,
they're going to go Mohawk ball. I believe they
overturned it.
Touch on.
I didn't know you could overturn calls. I mean,
believe they're going to call the touch on. It was Colburn underneath.
Yeah.
It didn't look like he had contact of it until it landed out of bounds, but that's my look from way up here in the stands. So we'll go with the Mohawk ball. They have a 1-point deficit to overcome. Mohawk inbound, Dawson to Chong. Chong drives inside, working on Colburn. Colburn, great suffocating defense. Dawson can't get the ball out of his hands. Now he does. Raza kicks it to Chong. 4-3 off the front of the rim. Rebound doesn't go. 3 Mountaineers there. Can't get the rebound up. Mercury threw his man and still doesn't get the shot to go.
What a play that was. We see 3 Colts on the floor, and
we're going to cut you off. Turn back the other way. They're going to call it a block. It looked like that was a scary moment. One referee had an offensive foul and one went defensive. They go block, luckily, and Centennial gets the ball.
I mean, let's talk about what just happened on the defensive side of things. We see 3 Colts on the floor and 3 Mohawks just standing there for the rebound.
Yeah, we just had 3 Mountaineers for the rebound, still barely came away with the rebound, and didn't score. I'm so confused what just happened on the defensive side of the floor.
Didn't see what went down for 3 Colts to fall on the floor, but a missed opportunity for Mohawk.
Oh.
Burton makes his first free throw. These are going to be some clutch free throws by O'Neal. And he goes 2 for 2. So these are the clutchest free throws of O'Neal's season this far. It's going to be Chong.
He's got it up the floor. Colburn, that suffocating defense is back. Over to Jenkins. Now Chong was looking for Dawson. Nowhere to be found, and a turnover. This place erupts as the Mountaineers turn the ball over. Marco Dawson wasn't looking for the pass. That's the only place they were trying to get the ball. And the turnover gets Centennial the ball. Minute 9 left on the clock. A 3-point Centennial advantage. And they'll inbound. Turton inbounds to Talbot. Richards on him. Talbot's going to dribble up floor. Spins around. Loads of Colts over there. Now hands it to Turton.
So he gets fouled.
Going to be called. I believe Turton just kind of
forced his way into the
foul. Just a little head fake gets himself the foul. but that does get them into the bonus, which means he's going to head to the line and shoot 2. But beforehand, the Mountaineers call their timeout, trying to ice Turton. The Colts leading by 3 with a minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. An exciting one. The Colts were down by 25 early in the first. They battled themselves back, and a 3-point advantage as O'Neill Turton heads to the line. Turton makes the first, now a 4-point lead for Centennial.
2-possession game now for the visitors. He misses a second one. Still a 2-possession game, so.
Mercury moves up the floor. Turton all over him. Jenkins, they'll hand off everywhere. Chong dribbles inside, kicks it out. Dosen, the jumper goes.
And that's good.
It's just a 2. It's just a 2. We're going to get a whistle blown.
Okay, so.
It was a 2. We're going to make a couple substitutions. No clue what that whistle was for.
I believe it's a substitution. So
it's going to slow the game down for me. That's the greatest thing, is it's going to slow it down so I can breathe.
Definitely. I mean, Dosen, man, how clutch has he been for Mohawk? He just stepped up at every time Mohawk has called for him. And just there.
Thomas. It looked like Thomas ran over his own man coming back to get the ball. And the pass inbound goes over Turton's head and out of bounds, so Mohawk will get the ball.
Costly turnover there by Centennial. So this one looking a bit scary.
Mercury has it up top, looks to dribble inside, stops up. Inside for Raza. The layup is good.
He gets that.
So we are tied. The whistle is going to go. I see why they're blowing the whistle. The actual game time's got to stop.
Yeah.
After every basket late in the game.
Yeah, I believe like 3 seconds got chopped off there.
So they're going to reset that clock, I believe, back to 37-ish, 38 around there. 36, sure. We'll go back to 36, and we'll get restarted.
I believe Coach Chester Taylor was having a word there because they were on like a momentum swing there. They caught some of the Mohawks a little bit slacking on the defensive side. So
Thomas is going to dribble it up the floor with 30 seconds to go. Thomas up top. Gets it to Turton. Turton's by himself. ISO. Turton looks to go inside. He'll turn the ball over. Oh, it is touched by Mercury, and it'll go out of bounds. Centennial will keep possession of the ball. Chester Taylor's going to call a timeout. That might be a tough call. It's going to give these referees the chance to discuss this call again.
That one, if I was the Colts there,
and that's why it did it. So the timeout to Chester Taylor, and Mohawk gets the ball.
So I think that timeout did cost Centennial. If you get the call and it's a 50-50, you just inbound the ball quickly and then call a timeout. Because now, a 50-50 ball, they have a chance to talk it over. You don't want two refs who saw two different things talking it over. And now, it's going to be Mohawk possibly getting the last shot unless this game goes. So this is it for Centennial. I mean, they've got to be picture perfect on the defensive side of things. No fouls, because
Mohawk's going to get the final shot. Now we see the game clock will finally pop back up with 23 and a half on the game clock. They're going to get the last shot. This should get reset to 24 on the shot clock.
Should get reset to 0. I mean, 23.5.
Yeah, it will be 0.
So we got to reset this, but a costly timeout by the Colts right there. And
you couldn't ask for a better finish here, Dinesh. We've got a tie game, 23 and a half to go. Mohawk's got the ball. This crowd's loud. This crowd's crazy. We're going to inbound it. Jenkins to do it for Mohawk. Mercury's going to go up floor, and they'll give it to Chong. Colts got to make a defensive stand. Here's Raza. Raza to Jenkins. He'll give it to Chong. Chong works inside. Looking to hand it off. He goes to Jenkins. Jenkins back to Chong. Now Dawson's going to come in. Chong to the rim, and a great block at the rim by O'Neal Turton.
And personally, I don't want this game to end in free throws. I mean, this would be a horrible way to end the game. But so a timeout, another timeout. So 6 seconds remaining on the clock. And this would be such a terrible finish if it just ended off of free throws, man. This game has just been so good on both sides.
I hope it's not going to get there. I don't think my heart can take that for sure. This has been a crazy one, Dinesh.
Yeah.
We were sitting here in the first quarter, down 29 to 4 at one point, thinking, what the heck is going on here? And now we can see these crowds are battling. The Mohawk fans start a chant. The Colts fan come back. They're starting to chant. We're going back and forth in this building. I wish I could mute, but I'm not doing it. This place is loud. This place is proud. Fired up to see their Colts men's team possibly get to the Final Four. We got 6.3 on the clock. It'll be Mohawk ball. Sorry, 7.8. They reset it to 7.8 on the clock.
So we'll see how this one ends.
Inbounding is Jenkins.
So what is it going to be?
Jenkins
Mohawk for
Raza.
3!
Wide open 3. Raza misses it. Mercury gets the rebound. Back out.
For the game.
3. Mercury
and that's off.
Misses it, and we're headed to overtime.
Man, Jack, my heart is pumping out of my chest, it feels like. And that one looked like a scary one by Mercury. I thought it was going to bank in for a second.
Blew my mind that he took the rebound from the paint all the way to the three-point line to take the shot. But we survive. We're going to head to an OT. I need a breather, Dinesh. We need a breather. We need to calm down up here in this booth. We're after 4. 2 minutes until we hit overtime. It is 81-81, Centennial versus Mohawk. Welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. Overtime coming your way. 5 minutes of basketball to decide this one. Mohawk and Centennial. Mohawk's got the first ball. Mercury out top. Mercury hands it off to Jenkins. Jenkins will stop up, and it'll be a 3-second violation will be called on Dosen, and we'll head back the other way.
A lot of players in foul trouble here, and I believe a lot of them are on their 4th foul, so a lot of them on their 3 actually, and we have some on their 4. So this one's going to be a very, very tight game. As RJ cuts in and he gets the 2 points.
We have seen Centennial use that play probably 6 times already in the second half. A close ball screen to the rim, and it works to perfection every time. Jenkins looks to pass. Talbot tips it off and can't keep it in place, so it'll be a Mohawk ball. They'll have 14. They'll have a fresh 14 on the clock as you see that play from Thomas on the back end.
So Talbot.
Kalura into the game as Mercury takes a seat. Interesting to see a starter taking a seat in overtime. Raza, though, has the ball. Sammy Wong is going to get called on the foul. The hit in the back is going to get called. The foul on Sammy Wong. And Mohawk will head to the line.
How many fouls does Sammy Wong have? I mean, he's got quite a bit.
I believe that's going to be 3. I've lost count up here. I believe that's 3 on Sammy Wong. Could be 4, but I have yet to hear Ryan Miller on a foul announcement because it is so loud in this building.
Yes.
Free throw from Raza is good. Looking to tie it up on the second one. Second from Raza, rattles around and finds its way through the hoop, and we're back to tied. So if you are unaware, foul-wise, each and every foul will be shooting. That bonus carries over into OT. So each and every foul will head to the line as the Colts have the ball. Ryan Frank Brooks looks for that play one more time, and it's picked off. Raza now back the other way from Mohawk. He'll stop up and give it to Chong. Chong now drives into the paint. Uses the right hand, finger roll, rolls off the rim. Dosen gets the rebound. That doesn't go. Raza, the third chance.
Rattling around.
Doesn't go. Sammy Wong finally gets the rebound, and Mohawk 3 misses.
Wow.
Wong dribbles now into the paint. No room to breathe. He'll spin. The shot is blocked. He'll get his own rebound. Back to Talbot. Fakes the 3. He's got 10 seconds to step back.
Thornton
uses Turton on the pick. Spins back inside to Frank Brooks. He's got Kalura mismatch. His shot off the rim. Gets his own rebound and through.
Wow, what a power move by Brooks down there.
Kalura up top. Raza around the corner to Chong. Chong has a lane. He goes to the net. He's got an easy lane, and the layup is good.
So he gets the 2 points. So both teams dueling it off in this overtime.
Talbot will hand it to Turton. Turton's got Kalura. Now back to Thomas. He'll step out with Raza all over him. Thomas has some speed into the lane. Will go. Plus, I believe that's going to be an offensive foul called on RJ Thomas. We'll head back the other way. I will say Mohawk is very good at stepping up into lanes and taking contact, taking the charge to force that offensive foul. They've done it, I believe, 5 times already today. So Thomas will take that offensive foul, and Mohawk has the ball. Dosen down low, works on Frank Brooks, tries to get him to jump. He doesn't get the contact, but the awkward shot falls.
Yeah, fadeaway shot there it was.
There goes Talbot. Talbot drives inside, now stops up and exits. Talbot up top, looking for his man. It's Turton down low. He'll back up on Kalura. He's mismatched, and this one, he's fouled as Turton goes up. I believe it was Elton Adam. He's going to get the foul. I believe that's the contact. It is to Elton Adam on the backside who takes the foul. And O'Neill Turton will head to the line.
So O'Neill, they're going to be costly free throws. You know, he's very good at the line. So first one is a bouncer. That hits the back iron.
The second one from Turton upcoming.
So he goes 0 for 2, but the offensive board
Thomas
is scrambling
had the
around.
board in
Whose
his
ball
hand.
is it going to
Turton
be?
on it. We're going to go jump ball.
And
it's Centennial possession, so they'll keep the ball.
so a chance for Colts to reset now.
.205 on the clock. The Colts have the ball, and a 14-second shot clock awaits them. We'll clean up the floor quickly as a couple bodies hit the floor, and we are ready to go. O'Neill Turton inbound. The inbound's going to go to Sammy Wong, working through some pressure from Adam. Wong dishes it to Frank Brooks inside Turton. Turton's got a wide open man out for three.
And he gets it to go.
Himself. Misses the first. The second one is good from Turton.
So he misses 2 free throws, but then gets a 2 points. So he just made up for his mistake right there. So O'Neill Turton getting that to go.
Kalura now inside. His pass goes to Richards, and the right-handed layup is good. And back to a 2-point advantage. Thomas back up the floor. He'll stop up. He loses possession. He's battled by Jenkins. Where's the foul going to go? It's going to go on Thomas. And Mohawk's going to get possession.
So,
and as that costly foul, like I mentioned earlier, Thomas's foul sends Jenkins to the line. He'll shoot 2 to try and extend this to 4. And I believe that is the 5th foul on R.J. Thomas. He's going to exit as well, as Jalen Colburn is going to check in for Thomas. So it's Scott Jenkins at the line for Mohawk, the 5th year in what possibly could be his final game here for Mohawk. Jenkins at the line. He misses that first one. And Mohawk has a fire sale of changes coming if this basket is made. Jenkins on the second one. He makes it in a 3-point game as we'll get those substitutions. Looks like Raza, Chong, and Mercury are coming back into the game.
So if you're the Colts here, what do you do? Do you look for the 3, or do you just take what's given?
With a minute and a half left, I think you're just looking to get good shots up. Like minute and a half left. You're not trying to force anything. It's still a one point or a one-shot game. No need to rush anything. Turton goes inside. Frank Brooks to the line. He'll go on the foul as he takes the contact. You can see on his face he is hurting down low, but he takes the battle. He'll head to the line.
So Brooks will go into the line for 2 free throws. And not to jinx it, I'm not even going to say anything on this one. I'm just going to let it ride out. Last time I jinxed both of them.
And he makes both. So Frank Brooks cuts it down to 1. Mohawk makes a substitution. We're at a minute 16 to go. Jenkins back in on the floor as Mohawk resets to their original starting lineup. Jenkins will bring it up the floor for Mohawk. Dish it off to Mercury, and around they go. Raza far side. Now inside looking for the lane, and the foul is called on Wong from the back on the foul. And Raza will head to the line to shoot 2 more. I believe that's going to be Wong's 4th. If my counting is correct, that is Sammy Wong's 4th foul. But he is limping his way off the bench, which means Simon Ricketts-Ewan is coming into the game for Centennial. A big spot for Simon. We haven't seen him since the second quarter.
I mean, this is going to be his biggest minutes.
First from Raza is good. It's back to a 2-point game.
So the Colts have got to be quick regardless, miss or make. So he makes both of them.
And we're back to a 3-point game. So now we're a minute to go. Colts have the ball. Talbot dribbles inside.
Scrambling
He's
around.
Lose the ball. He gets the ball back into the hands of Turton. Keeps it. And he steps out of bounds. And he turns the ball over. So 56.3 to go. Turton steps out of bounds and turns it over. Now they're in a rush, Dinesh. Now they've got to make a stop.
Yeah, this has to be a stop. I mean, there's no other scenario here. I mean, the full court press is there.
It'll be Raza to dribble up the court.
And this one
looks like he's traveled a bit, but Raza throws it away, keeps it in the hands of Jenkins. Jenkins up top to Chong, 10 to go. Chong inside, goes to Raza, easy, layup is good. On the alley-oop, and it looks like Coach Chester Taylor is going to take his timeout with 35.6 to go. The Mountaineers have battled back to a 5-point lead as we'll head to break.
So the Colts have to go 2 for 1 here. So that would mean they have to get a point in 13 seconds.
Yeah, we need a bucket.
In 13 seconds to get the possession back without committing the bonus fouls. So what will the Colts do? They get the ball in quick. Here's O'Neal.
Turton's got to go quick. Inside, Ricketts Ewan loses the ball. Mohawk gets it
and
back.
This is a turnover.
Chong up into the air. The layup is good for Iverson Chong with 25-7 to go. Colburn spins around, works his way down into the corner. Ricketts Ewan cross crease, gives it away, and the foul committed by O'Neal Turton.
So it looks like this hard-fought battle is coming to a close now, as Mercury will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Mercury makes his first. He's at the line for the second. And he makes the second. So a 9-point Mohawk advantage with 16-7 to go.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not one to say one's over, but it's probably over sitting up here, Dinesh. It was
so interesting.
A tough ride.
A very tough battle, but that's going to be Talbot for 3. He gets that one to go.
Eight seconds to go. Mohawk gets it into the front court, and the foul is committed by Colburn, and it'll send Raza to the line.
Yeah.
All but done. We probably didn't need the foul there, but Colburn fighting until the end, and I respect it. Raza will head to the line. I believe that's 5 fouls on Jalen Colburn, so he's going. He is going to exit out of the game on his 5th foul. And with 5 to go, Dinesh, we might as well start our postgame, basically.
Yeah.
It was a good season for Centennial. A lot of good firsts. Of course, you had those 3 award winners we talked about and celebrated earlier.
Yeah.
But that came a long time after all of these guys set up what they've done so far. Chester Taylor took over this team pretty late in the offseason.
Yeah.
After the previous coach left, and Chester Taylor took it over, and look at the job he's done. He's made this team into a powerhouse in this division.
Yeah.
And it's all to Chester Taylor. I mean, you bring in the players, but without the right coaching, the right mindset, teams can't succeed. And Centennial has succeeded pretty much with Chester Taylor behind the head of it, and that is one thing I want to congratulate Chester Taylor. I wasn't able to congratulate him before the game, but it is a great, great, great thing to see for Centennial. An unfortunate end for them here against the Mohawk Mountaineers as this final buzzer is going to go. And 99-92 is the final score. Mohawk beats the Centennial Colts. So we will do this really quickly. Mohawk moves on. They will play the winner of the St. Clair Saints and the Seneca Sting. Now let's go take a look and see where those games are at. Give me 1 second here.
Colts got a lot to cheer about. I mean, you see head coach Chester Taylor coaching this team, and he did a very good job. I mean, taking his team to a quarterfinals and just coming up short, but he gave Centennial something to cheer about, as this is the first team to make it this far for all the sports. So congratulations to him and the team there, but I'll let you get to it, Jack.
Yeah, we'll go to the out-of-town scoreboards because we do have one decently surprising one coming out in this. So a final coming from Humber. The Humber Hawks narrowly beat out the Durham Lords 84-80-83. So Humber is in, Mohawk is in. And the surprising one of all, the Seneca Sting currently lead the St. Clair Saints 68-63 heading into the 4th quarter. If Seneca were to win that, that would mean the Humber Hawks would host their playoffs. If not, if St. Clair comes back and wins, they will host the playoffs. That is the scenario you're looking for. It'll be the winner of that Seneca-St. Clair game versus Mohawk. Meanwhile, Humber will wait for the winner of Sheridan Loyalist.
Yeah, so this has been an interesting journey for the both of us and our producer, Leo. But it's come to an end, but a lot to cheer about if you're a Colts fan. A lot of players being developed, and a guy like that, Chester Taylor, behind your bench, you got a lot to cheer about. But, Jack, how do you like to close this thing off?
Yeah, I'll send her out. Why not? Dinesh, it was awesome working with you this year.
Too.
Are you back next year?
We'll see.
We'll see, Dinesh.
Yeah,
we'll see you on next year. Who knows the voice you're going to see next year for Centennial at ColtsNet Live for one final time. We'll send it off. For Dinesh Jabbar, my name is Jack Middleton, and for our producer, Leo Solorzano, thank you for joining us on ColtsNet Live this year, and we'll see you back here in September.